When I generate this letter, there's only going to be one for Bennett and Cynthia. And what it's going to say is, we continue to look after the details of your mortgage. It's been a while since we've spoken. I want to make sure we have the best options for you, but in order to do that, we'll need to run a credit report. If you give me that authorization, I'll run that today. Once we have that information, we can go over all of your options. So please give me a phone call or an email if you have any questions. Sincerely, Todd. So we can print that off. Don't forget, we always have the mailing labels. For one person, you wouldn't probably use that, but if there was 30 of them, you could definitely print off the mailing labels, Avery 5160 format. Once that's done, you hit save, and again, you're all set. So you've got your birthday letters ready to go out on the different weeks of the month, and then for these loan reviews, you can probably mail all those out at the same time. No one's going to really wonder why they got their anniversary letter 2 weeks before their loan anniversary. So, are there any questions over those advanced searches that we just did?
Not for me.
Perfect, guys. Then I'm going to click on the My Customer section and get us back to where we started in this section. So right now we're looking at all 118 of the customers that Todd has. The next thing I wanted to show you is that we have a section called Clean Up Duplicates. What this section is good for is making sure that you don't have any duplicate loans in the system. Now, some of the few common questions we get is, well, don't you guys automatically scrub our data for those duplicate loans? And the answer is a resounding yes. We absolutely do. If you if you gave someone a loan in 2005 at 123 Justin Road, and then in 2010 they refinanced, same co-borrower, same address, 123 Justin Road, we see that as a refinance, and here's what we do. We take the old loan and put it in the history tab for that customer. So now you can see that information, but we're never going to fire triggers on it or anything like that. So we automatically scrub that data once we get it. Here's where the problem lies. Sometimes people are going to buy a house in 2005 at 123 Justin Road, and then in 2010 they're going to buy a house at a different address. When that happens, we don't know if they still have that Justin Road property or not. So we ask you, is this old one still active, or should it be deleted or maybe just marked as a previous loan, put in that history tab? In the same manner, if someone buys a house in 2005 at 123 Justin Road, and in 2010 when they refinance at 123 Justin Road. However, in 05 it was spelled ROAD, and in 2010 it was spelled RD period. We're not going to mark that as a duplicate either. So we're not going to automatically take care of that. You're going to see it in your cleanup duplicate section. Now that may seem very trivial, but you have to keep in mind that we deal with lots of customers out there who may have blocks of condos or apartments. And truly, the only difference between their addresses is one letter or one symbol. So 123A, Justin Road, 123B, Justin Road. So when we see any type of difference in spelling, we also put those in your cleanup duplicate section and just ask you what we should do. So let's actually click on Cleanup Duplicates here. And it looks like out of the 118 records that Todd has, 3 of them are duplicates in here. Well, let's take a look at why these would be in here. And Todd, are you able to speak on the phone call?
What's that?
Just making sure you were there. That way you can help me walk through these.
I'm here.
Perfect. So the first one we have, Christopher. Let's just click on his record. And when you click on one of these records, you're going to see that it shows the 3 different ways you can assign these customers. The first thing you're able to do is mark it as active. What that means is keep it in my working list. Fire triggers on it. I want to know when it can refinance. Make sure I know when that happens. The next way is a previous loan. What this means is I don't need you to fire triggers on it. Never show it on my hot list because I'm not going to call them about refinancing this property because it's an older property. But I don't want you to delete it either. Put it in the history tab for this client so I can always reference it, but never tell me when it's available to refinance because it's not applicable. And then finally, if it's a duplicate record, that means delete it. I don't need to see it ever again. So this first one, we have Christopher's got a property at 1800 Willow Street that he closed in October of 2010, and another property on Basanti Street that he closed in February of 2010. So what happened with these properties, Todd?
he refinanced the 1800 Willow Street is his investment property that he refinanced, and then the Sante is the primary residence he bought in February 2010.
Gotcha. So in this case, we want to know when his primary residence can refinance. So we're going to make that active. We're going to fire triggers on it. And because this is an investment property, we're also going to make that active because we also want to know when that can refinance, right?
Right.
So both of those are active in this case. We'll hit save and continue and look at the next one. We've got Jeffrey and Darlene Lutz. They have 3 properties, one at 3626 Needville, 3615 Beasley, and 416 North Coulter. Now, all 3 of these were a month apart, May, June, and July of 2010. Are all 3 of these active properties?
Yeah. The Needville and Beasley are investment properties, and then Coulter and Bryan is his second home.
Perfect. Yeah, so they're just snapping up all those properties, huh?
Yeah, he's one of my good realtors. He buys lots of properties, too.
Oh, okay. All right, then let's look at the very last one, and we'll be all done with this for you. The last one we have here is Stephen Valconis. He's got 2207 North Belmont and 2205 North Belmont. So this is one of those things, like I mentioned earlier. This is only off by 1 digit, but this is clearly 2 different properties, so that's why we bring it to your attention. So in this case, he bought one in May and one in June. Are these both active as well?
Yeah, they're both actually refinances. One's his primary, one's an investment property.
Perfect. So we'll click that, save and return to list, and we're all done with those duplicates. So as anyone's able to see, even if you have 30 of those on there, it really is just a matter of going through there, and 30 of them might take you at most 5 minutes to do. So you're going to know your customers. You're going to realize the differences between, maybe there was a difference between their address or something like that. So it's not going to take you long. It's a real simple thing to do for you.
Right.
So that's how you would clean up your duplicates. Are there any questions on that?
No.
No.
All right, then the final thing that I wanted to show you guys today is how to add a purchase prospect. Last time we went through, we made sure that we knew exactly how to add a refinance prospect. Well, everyone's saying that the refinance is come and gone. It's time for purchases now. They said that last year too, so we'll see what happens. But the purchase prospect is a great person to add too. Let's take a quick look at how we do that. So when we come in here to the My Customer section, at the top, we have something that says Add a New Record. So it's got an orange P next to it, which always stands for prospect. We're going to add a purchase prospect, so we need to see that orange P. This green C down here stands for customer. Now, not to confuse you, we have the Add a New Record link right here on the My Customers page, and on the My Hot List page, we also have the exact same link. And what I want you to know is that they take you to the exact same spot. So no matter which one you click on, it'll get you to the same point. So either one works just fine. Once we click on Add a New Record, now it's time to just enter in some basic details. In this case, we're talking to Julie Holmes about her first home ever she wants to buy. She's a first-time home buyer. So I've got her phone number, her email address, and now I can begin filling out some details that I know about her. Her current address is 123 Mom and Dad Place. That's in St. Louis. All right, so she's living with Mom and Dad, but she's looking to buy her first home. It's going to be a purchase. She wants to close it within the next couple of months. So we'll just skip on down to June. Say she wants to close it by the middle of June. Now, the purchase price on the home is $150,000. But she's been saving up money, so she's going to actually just need a loan amount for $135,000. And it'll be her first lien on her primary residence. So now that we've got her information filled out about how I can contact her and what type of loan she wants to get, we can quote her some options. The first one being, let's take a look at that 30-year fixed. No matter which option you select, we automatically pull in your company's rate for that day. And then last time we did this for a refinance prospect, it was good to put them on your hot list when that base rate dropped by a certain amount. But in this case, we don't need that. We're just going to see on here what her quoted rate is. We quoted her 5% on that 30-year fixed. We also looked at a 15-year fixed at 4%, and we quoted her that as well. Now that we have that information, we're essentially all set. All we need to do now is scroll down a little bit more where it says proposed property. You can fill that out if you know what house she's keen on. Where it says current loan information, she's not going to have any as a first-time home buyer, but you definitely have the option to fill that out too. And then finally, we want to add in some comments for her. The source section can be used to say, where did you get her information from? Well, it was from a referral from a real estate agent partner, and that real estate agent partner was Bob Realtor. The comments for Julie is Julie really likes the Oakwood neighborhood and then we're going to click Save and View Prospects Record. So it really is just a minute or two to get this information filled out. Once we have the prospect record in front of us, we'll see that it's reorganized with some tabs here that we can click on. So we've got Julie Holmes, we've got all that information we just filled out. You can see that it's already calculated the LTV based on the $150,000 purchase price and $135,000 loan amount. And then with any prospect that you add, the last step that you want to take is going to be to add them on a campaign. In this case, we're going to add them to a first-time homebuyer campaign. So don't forget, there are two different ways to do that. We can do it from the Send Letter tab or the Campaign tab, and I'll show you both now. From the Campaign tab, we list all of our campaigns. You'll be able to see the newsletters we have available, the automated campaigns, and the manual campaigns. Now we have a new purchase prospect manual campaign, and to add someone to that, you just select that box, scroll up to the top and hit Save, and then a series of reminders will come on your hot list telling you what action to take. The first week it might say, pick up the phone and call the customer about the potential loan. The next step could say, you should send them this specific email. The next one, you should send them this specific letter. The automated campaigns, however, do all those steps for you and send it by way of premium email always. So for the first-time home buyer, which is 6 steps over 6 weeks, the first step is to receive an email called, here's the home buying process, here's how it works. The next one is, here's why you should partner with a professional. And the next steps accordingly. So to add someone to an automated campaign from this tab, again, just check that box, scroll up, hit Save, and you're all done. Now, you may have noticed that we've previewed the titles for these emails, but we haven't previewed the emails themselves. If you ever want to do that, that's why you would use the Send Letter tab to add them to the campaign. Now, from the Send Letter tab, we're just going to switch the way that we're sending it to Automated Campaign, and then we're going to choose that same first-time home buyer program. As you can see, I can assign them to that campaign from here as well. In this case, I just want to preview it so I can show you what one of these letters looks like. And we'll just click on the first one, the home buying process. Now we're able to see a preview of what this email looks like on the right, the details about that email right below it, and then to see it in a larger version, we would just click Generate Letter. Julie, purchasing your first home may seem overwhelming. Here's why you should be purchasing right now, because rates are at a 5-year low and homes are affordable. Now, we would like to guide you through this process during the next several weeks. I'm going to be sending you emails telling you more about buying your first home. If at any point you have any questions, here's my contact information. Sincerely, Todd. So we can close this up. And now that we know that this is the campaign we want her on, click Assign, and we're all done. Are there any questions on adding a purchase prospect or coming through here and adding them to a campaign?
Hey, Justin, I just have one question. I saw when you had that open that you had on there, I thought I saw loan officer recruitment. Can that be used from a manager's perspective to recruit loan officers to send them on a regular thing? Correct.
So the loan officer recruitment campaign is basically if you have as a company, if you're trying to talk to any loan officers and let them know why they should choose your company over the one they're currently at or the other ones they're looking at, you can step them up on an automated campaign as well.